So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to all of you to the Blub World Web Talks 103rd episode. A very warm welcome. I am Daksh. I'm the founder of Blub World magazine. In the last 102 episodes, Blub World has interacted with more than 1,500 school leaders from across the globe on different topics, ideas, innovations, perceptions, opinions on what all new is happening in the K-12 space, or to put it very simply, what's going on in schools. एंड इस पूरी जर्नी में हमने बहुत सारे आइडियाज, बहुत सारे इनोवेशंस को शोकेस करने की कोशिश करी. करीबन 5500 स्कूल्स तक उन सारी इनोवेशंस को पहुंचाया ताकि लोग उसकी फिजिबिलिटी टेस्टिंग कर सकें, देख सकें उसमें से कितने आइडियाज एग्जीक्यूट किए जा सकते हैं और कितने स्केल किए जा सकते हैं. एंड उसमें कुछ बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें उसमें निकल के आई. जैसे एक कॉन्सेप्ट बहुत अच्छे से पॉपुलर हुआ, जिसको बहुत सारे स्कूल्स अभी इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, was an idea that came from one of the school leaders from Singapore, where they started an activity called Teachers Tea Party. कि वो रोजाना सुबह 7:30 बजे अपने सारे स्टाफ को इकट्ठा कर लेते थे कॉल पर अपने एक चाय के कप के साथ, एंड एक प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन देते थे जिससे पूरा स्टाफ परेशान रहा हो पिछले दिन. सो द डे स्टार्टेड विद अ सॉल्यूशन टू अ प्रॉब्लम दैट एवरीबॉडी हैड. One of the assignments that was started by one of the schools in West Bengal was to create a custom dictionary at home, क्योंकि वहां इंटरनेट का बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था. तो उन्होंने ये कहा कि अपने घर पे रोजाना एक डायरी बनाइए जिसमें 5 नए वर्ड्स ऐड कीजिए, and you bring that dictionary to school once the school reopens. A school in Sundarbanj in Odisha started something called Wisdom Diary, कि रोजाना आप शाम को बच्चे लिस्ट करें कि उन्होंने क्या अच्छा किया और क्या खराब, तो आपकी वैल्यू एजुकेशन का वो अपने आप जजमेंट हो जाएगा. लोगों ने बहुत छोटे से लेकर के बहुत बड़े बड़े इनोवेशंस भी किए. लाइक वन ऑफ द स्कूल्स इन मुंबई, दे स्टार्टेड टीचिंग स्टूडेंट्स टेक्नोलॉजी इटसेल्फ. उन्होंने उनको ये कहा कि आप ये जो सिमुलेशंस देखते हैं बायजूस पे या इतने सारे एडटेक प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे, ये बनते कैसे हैं, ये बनाना शुरू कर दीजिए. सो इनोवेशन हैपेंड फ्रॉम द कंप्लीट वैल्यू चेन एंड इन द स्मॉलेस्ट ऑफ इट्स फॉर्मेट टू द लार्जेस्ट ऑफ इट्स फॉर्मेट. सबने अपनी अपनी कैपेसिटी, कैपेबिलिटी, अपनी समझ के हिसाब से इनोवेट किया. एंड द बेस्ट पार्ट वाज that the teaching learning process found a way to continue when the world was disrupted. So इस disruption में innovations तो हुए ही, learning भी continue हुई, and सबसे बड़ा काम जो हर स्कूल ने बहुत successfully किया कि आपने पूरी सोसाइटी की एंजाइटी को कंटेन करके रखा. क्योंकि इतने घरों के अगर इतने बच्चे एंगेज नहीं होते तो उनके माँ बाप बहुत ज्यादा एनरेज्ड हो जाते, तो उस एनरेज को आपने कंटेन रखा और उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से एंगेज करके रखा. सो थैंक यू टू ऑल द स्कूल्स. सो जैसा कि ब्लब वर्ल्ड में हमेशा होता है, ऑन दिस वेरी प्लेटफॉर्म वी ट्राई टू ब्रिंग इन पीपल फ्रॉम द स्कूल स्पेस टू कंट्रीब्यूट देयर आइडियाज, क्योंकि वो असली प्रैक्टिशनर्स हैं. लेकिन जिस स्पेस पे अब एजुकेशन इनोवेट कर रही है, हर इंडस्ट्री कहीं ना कहीं एजुकेशन से जुड़ जा रही है, क्योंकि हर एक का एक फेसेट, एक एस्पेक्ट एजुकेशन में कहीं ना कहीं आना भी चाहिए, और आने का अब सही टाइम भी है. एंड व्हेन द एनईपी हैज एक्चुअली कम आउट, जो कि इतना ज्यादा इंडस्ट्री से कनेक्ट कर दे रही है एजुकेशन को. सो टुडे वी हैव एन अमेजिंग लाइनअप ऑफ गेस्ट्स जो कि आपके साथ अपने पहले आइडियाज, एक्सपीरियंसेस शेयर करेंगे ऑन हाउ डू दे थिंक that education is going to innovate itself, and how are we going to innovate education in the coming times. And with a very simple question that we should begin this round table with, आज से 5 साल बाद अगर कोई बच्चा स्कूल जाएगा या अगर कोई पेरेंट अपने बच्चे को स्कूल भेजेगा, तो उसका कारण क्या होगा? Will there be a solid enough reason for parents and for students to go back to school 5 years down the line? क्योंकि अब टेक्नोलॉजी इनोवेट नहीं, अब वो आके घर कर गई है. टेक्नोलॉजी इज नाउ अ पार्ट ऑफ आवर लाइफस्टाइल्स, और इतना ड्रामेटिकली पार्ट ऑफ लाइफस्टाइल हो गई है कि हमारी लाइफस्टाइल हम ही भूल गए हैं, क्योंकि अब शायद दिन ही एक स्क्रीन के सामने शुरू होता है और स्क्रीन के सामने खत्म हो जाता है. सो ऐसे में 5 साल बाद एजुकेशन क्या प्रारूप ले लेगी? दिस इज द मेन क्वेश्चन दैट वी वांट टू आस्क यू. बट मोर इंपॉर्टेंटली, हाउ डू यू थिंक is education changing, and it will change in the coming times, with the focus being K-12 schools or simply schools? So once again, a very warm welcome to all of you to the Blub World Web Talks 103rd episode. And let me now invite the first speaker for today. ये थोड़ा सा external perspective, थोड़ा सा policy perspective, थोड़ा सा skilling perspective, इस सबको जोड़ के ये आपसे बातचीत करेंगे. A very warm welcome to him. And before I actually invite him, हम इनसे चाहेंगे कि he sets the ball rolling, and एक थोड़ा सा सही कॉन्टेक्स्ट इस पूरे राउंड टेबल के लिए सेट कर दे, ताकि हम और इंटरेस्टिंग बातें कर रहे हो अगले 60 मिनट के अंदर. सो वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू मिस्टर वेंकटेश सर्वसिद्धि, सीनियर हेड डिजिटल स्किल्स, इनोवेशन, इंडस्ट्री पार्टनरशिप्स एंड CSR at the National Skill Development Corporation, India. Venkatesh ji, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute your audio, and a very warm welcome. And before we begin, just a word of caution. This is a timed platform. So once your time is over, you might get muted. If you get muted, please don't get offended. It is just to finish this activity on time. So over to Venkateshji.
I think that's nice. I think the most valuable thing you can gift anyone is time. I would love to limit myself within 3 minutes and give you back, because that's the most valuable thing. So Daksh, as you rightly said, most of the India has a huge ecosystem. If you look into the Indian ecosystem, India has close to 1.45 million schools, not one or two. That's the largest ecosystem in the world we deal with, and close to 42,000 to 43,000 higher educational institutions. So we are a very diverse and a very large country, and COVID in one way has actually forced a lot of ecosystem of education to actively use technology. Was this technology not available before? The answer is not. It was available. There was inherent change that was required in the people's mindset to use the technology, which they were not actually actively using. Now with COVID, people have no choice but to force themselves to use the technology. I think there's a lot of change that's going to happen. Will technology replace schools? I don't think so. The answer is yes, because schools have their own importance. It is not just about technology that helps you gain knowledge. Technology is an enabler, and school ecosystems are the foundational pillars around which collaboration, teamwork, people getting together, people learning from each other. There is an exchange of knowledge. These are knowledge centers. Even for 100 years from now, schools will exist, and the teachers will play a major role. And masters and teachers have been playing major roles from history. When if you look into the Nalandas and the others of the world, so even if you go back into mythology, there always been masters who are playing major role in shaping up kids. So that will still continue. The only difference that will be a difference is, are you a teacher who is enabled with technology, or are you a teacher who don't know how to use technology? That's going to be a difference. I think it is very important in a country like India now to shape the skills, not only at a student level. We have seen that students' adoption of technology is much faster than teachers, because they are born in a new generation. So it's very important in a country like India to ensure that we do teacher skilling platforms or enable teachers to learn technology. That is in fact very important. I was talking to Baiju Ravindran a few weeks back, the founder of Baiju. So we personally felt that there could be an interesting opportunity for Baiju to partner with us and look at this opportunity of skilling teachers and making them tech-enabled. Teachers in main cities and people who are joined today, they all are tech-enabled teachers. But there are teachers, I'm talking about rural cities at the bottom of the pyramid. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of technology adoption, teaching them technology, and also giving them. So I think with the time to come, coding becomes a part of students' life, which was not actually the thing before, which is a new change. Coding will become compulsory from class 6 as part of the new education policy the government has framed. So, there would be a lot of, technology-enabled pieces that will come into play. Usage of technology tools to
Venkatesh, the time was over, but yes, to summarize what you said, आपने बड़ा एक अच्छा सा start दे दिया पूरे प्लेटफॉर्म को, because आपने 3-4 पॉइंट्स को एकदम फट से लाके रेफरेंस में रख दिया. पहला करीबन 1.45 मिलियन स्कूल्स के बाद सच है कि बहुत बड़ा इकोसिस्टम है और इसको इतना आसानी से चेंज करना, रिवैम्प करना या थोड़ा बहुत हिलाना डुलाना भी बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज हो जाता है. इसलिए इंडिया में द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज विद एजुकेशन, या रादर हर चीज के अंदर ही एग्जीक्यूशन होता है, जिस पर अभी सच में बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन है. एंड विद द एनईपी कमिंग इन एंड द वे द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज कि एजुकेशन इज अ कॉन्करेंट सब्जेक्ट, तो हर स्टेट का अपना एक ओपिनियन, अपना एक पॉलिसी हो सकता है. सो यहाँ पे एग्जीक्यूशन थोड़ा और टिपिकल, थोड़ा और डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा इन द कमिंग टाइम्स. एंड यस, इस समय पर टेक वोंट रिप्लेस स्कूल्स, ये मैक्सिमम लोगों की सोच भी है, ये समझ भी है. बट द वे वी हैव बीन सीइंग एंड लुकिंग एट थिंग्स, हमें ऐसा लगता है कि स्कूल्स तो रहेंगे बट फिजिकलिटी कम होती जाएगी. अब वो फिजिकलिटी कैसे कम होगी, this is something that we'll see in evolution. इतना जल्दी प्रोजेक्ट कर पाना है, फोरकास्ट कर पाना थोड़ा सा I would say rather सही नहीं होगा. एक माइंडसेट चेंज तो हमारे ऊपर फोर्स कर दिया गया था, जो शायद टेक्नोलॉजी अगले 5 साल में एजुकेशन में इंप्लीमेंट होती, वो 45 दिन में इंप्लीमेंट हो गई और सब जने तुरंत ऑन बोर्ड हो गए. बट विद दिस सम चैलेंजेस started appearing, जो कि अब थोड़े से और सॉलिडिफाई हो गए हैं with the coming times. When virtual classes started, उस समय पर करीबन 70 से 80% की एवरेज अटेंडेंस रहती थी किसी भी स्कूल की क्लास में, जो अभी इस पॉइंट पर 20 से 25% के आसपास आ गई है. क्योंकि बच्चे और माँ बाप ये दोनों थोड़े थोड़े आप कह सकते हैं त्रस्त हो गए हैं, बट वी आर नॉट वेरी श्योर is this the trajectory that is going to take in the coming times, or is it going to improve? Because आपने एक बहुत important चीज की बात करी, which is teacher skilling. I think इसमें वापस वही मेडिकल प्रोफेशन का कॉन्सेप्ट आ जाना चाहिए, CMT कंटिन्यूअस मेडिकल ट्रेनिंग, ऐसे ही कंटिन्यूअस टीचर ट्रेनिंग कि कंटिन्यूअस अपग्रेडेशन चाहिए. And on this very platform we had a behavioral scientist some time back who shared a recent research outcome कि एक बच्चा जो एक ऐसे वर्चुअल स्क्रीन पर देखकर कुछ सीखने की कोशिश कर रहा होता है in a virtual classroom has an attention span of only 8 seconds. On the 9th second he has started daydreaming. तो वहां पर चैलेंज ये आ जाता है कि हम हमारे टीचर को टिपिकली सलमान खान से भी ज्यादा एंटरटेनिंग होने की उससे इच्छा रख रहे हैं, एक्सपेक्टेशन रख रहे हैं, क्योंकि इतना बुरी कदर से एंगेज करना थोड़ा आसान नहीं है. टीचर के लिए सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज होता है कि वो एंगेज करते करते कहीं एंटरटेन न करने लग जाए, तो वो ब्रिज को पार ना कर ले और वो गैप थोड़ा सा बना रहे. ये बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है. बट हाँ, अच्छी बात ये है कि कुछ ऐसी टर्म्स जो शायद मैक्सिमम टीचर्स ने अपनी पढ़ाई में पढ़ी होंगी वो अब उनकी असल जिंदगी में आ गई. मेथोडोलॉजी, पेडागोजी चेंज, कुरिकुलम में कुछ नया. So things have been going on good and innovation काफी अच्छे तरीकों से हो रही है. So a very good start. Thank you Venkatesh ji for putting in this perspective to the discussion. Let me invite the next speaker for today, Professor Dr. Manjula Chaudhary, who is the Dean Academic Affairs and Professor for Tourism in Kurukshetra University from Kurukshetra, Haryana. Ma'am, a very warm welcome to you, and please unmute yourself for the next 3 minutes. And very warm welcome to the Blub World Web Talks.
Yeah, thank you very much. You have raised a very important point, like tech versus schools, or how the two can go together. In fact, I belong to the higher education landscape. I have a very little experience for school education, but I have been talking to the people and getting their feedback, like what is happening in the education scenario. And what I can see is that it cannot be technology versus offline. Rather, in the future, we will see a lot more blended education. I see it as an opportunity, because our capacity will increase. We will create a lot more capacity. So it's not important that every student should come to school or college every day. We can decide like how much self-learning is possible that can be done through technology or online, and whatever is not possible through technology, maybe some peer learning is required or hand-holding is required by the teachers of the students. For that period, they can come to the schools or to the colleges or to the departments. So this is the model we have to adopt in the future. And whenever we think of the technology, I will always say there are certain fundamentals that must be keep in mind. Like what is the basic purpose of education? We are focusing too much on skilling and of course work. The future of work is going to change. We have to create the future literacy rather than the current literacy. But even then, the certain fundamentals have to be kept in mind. Here I will recommend, like if I am sure that most of the teachers are very learned here, they are school principals, they might be aware with the philosophy of Gardner. Gardner has written very beautiful literature on multiple intelligences, and his classic is 5 minds for the future. If we keep in mind this thing, this 5 minds for the future, what is required for future, I will just list it very quickly. One is the disciplinary mind, second is the synthesizing mind, where you integrate so many disciplines. NEP is already talking about multidisciplinary thing. Then there is creative mind, and then there is of course respectful mind and ethical mind. Some of the things like creative, respect, ethics, they come when you are working in the group. They don't come when you are working online. So it's very important to be back to the classrooms. I'm not sure about school education, but all my students are asking, when can we get back? If the senior students are so desperate to get back, I can think about the fate of school education students, that they want to be back. I mean, they are missing their teachers. And this is something which we never visualized earlier. They will miss it so much when the online thing is happening. But of course, online thing is very good. And there are a lot more things which are required. Like if you look at the UNESCO documents about purpose of education, it says learning to be. It says about lifelong learning. So lifelong learning cannot come through the schools and colleges. It has to come through the online or technical platform. But learning to be, this component has to come from schools and colleges, where teachers are present, your colleagues are present, your peer group is present, their access to library is there, sports is there. How do you participate in cultural activities which leads to so much of learning? And then how do you see the real experience of the sports? So we don't want to just get them taught by the robots. We want to be taught them by the humans. So in this case, teachers have to reinvent themselves. If they give the same lecture, say 1,000 times, they will become robotic. But they have to reinvent every day, like what new they can give to their students. If we keep all these things in mind, I am sure the blended learning model belongs to the future. We will be able to create the future literacy. We will have a whole generation of the students who will be able to face the real world boldly. We do not know, this COVID-19 is not the end. It might be the beginning. We may see many more tragedies or many more microorganisms coming in the.
थैंक यू सो मच मंजुला मैम, आपने बहुत जल्दी बहुत सारा कंटेंट हमें दे दिया. एंड टू समराइज व्हाट यू सेड, क्योंकि काफी आपने उस डिस्कशन को एकदम सही डायरेक्शन की तरफ लीड कर दिया कि जहां हम केवल टेक्नोलॉजी की बात कर रहे हैं, वी मस्ट ऑल्सो रियलाइज कि फाइनली वी नीड ह्यूमंस, क्योंकि उसी से सोसाइटी बनेगी. अगर एक स्कूल या एक एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन अपने आप में एक छोटा सा सोसाइटी का मिनिएचर फॉर्मेट होता है, और अगर उस फॉर्मेट में बहुत ज्यादा टेक हो गया तो फाइनली सोसाइटी शायद टेक एनेबल्ड ही रह जाएगी. और बट व्हाट वी नीड इज मच मोर देन टेक्नोलॉजी. एंड यहाँ पर अभी जो चैलेंज हो रहा है वो ये है कि अभी द एजुकेशन सेक्टर हैज बिकम अ टेक्नोलॉजी मंडी, कि हर कोई हर तरीके से कुछ ना कुछ टेक्नोलॉजी में बेच रहा है. बट द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज और द बिगेस्ट रोड ब्लॉक कि इन टेक्नोलॉजी को इंप्लीमेंट करने का जो डिसीजन मेकर है, जो हमारे प्रिंसिपल्स हैं या जो हमारे स्कूल लीडर्स हैं, सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज ये है, ये सब टेक सेवी नहीं है. So at this point, we are not very sure कि हम ये environment opt जो कर रहे हैं ये हमारे लिए safe है कि नहीं है, scalable है कि नहीं है, लंबे समय तक टिकने वाला है कि नहीं है. Because once you adopt a technology, whether for your administrative process or an LMS or a learning solution, you don't just buy the product, you get into the product. क्योंकि वो आपका पूरा experience change कर देता है, और उसके बाद में आपके लिए एक Mac के OS से विंडोज के OS पे जाना बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज हो जाता है. एंड्रॉइड और एप्पल आपको आपस में इंटरचेंज नहीं हो पाते, क्योंकि उस समय पे अलग तरीके की बाउंड्रीज खड़ी हो जाती हैं. सो लेट्स नाउ अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम द पीपल हु रियली मेक द टेक्नोलॉजी कि व्हाट डू दे थिंक, हाउ विल टेक्नोलॉजी इनोवेट, और हाउ वुड एजुकेशन चेंज विद द सर्ज इन टेक. एंड बिफोर दे स्टार्ट, एक छोटी सी ऑब्जर्वेशन जो शायद सबने ऑब्जर्व किया होगा कि इस पूरी सर्ज में जो एकदम से हम एडटेक पे कूदे, उसके अंदर कोई एडटेक प्लेटफॉर्म बहुत बड़ा नहीं हुआ, लेकिन एक प्लेटफॉर्म जिसका एजुकेशन से कोई लेना देना नहीं था, उसने एजुकेशन को सबसे ज्यादा इनेबल किया, एंड विच वाज व्हाट्सएप, जिसका कहीं कोई प्रोडक्ट डेवलपमेंट में कहीं ऑब्जेक्टिव कभी नहीं था कि वो शायद कुछ एजुकेशन करे, लेकिन हाँ, वो अभी सबसे बड़ा एडटेक प्लेटफॉर्म हो गया है. एंड ओवर अ कोर्स ऑफ टाइम वी आर ट्राइंग टू बिल्ड मच मोर एडेप्टेबल, मच मोर सीमलेस सॉल्यूशंस फॉर एजुकेशन, क्योंकि अभी यहाँ पे बहुत सारे साइलोज हैं. कहीं कोई टेक कंपनी कुछ करती, कोई कुछ करती है, लेकिन फाइनल कन्वर्जेंस नहीं होती. सो लेट मी नाउ इनवाइट द नेक्स्ट स्पीकर, जो कि इसी के ऊपर थोड़ी हमें शायद एनलाइटन कर दें कि शायद हम कहीं गलत हो रहे हैं, आर वी ऑन द राइट ट्रैक ऑफ थिंग्स. लेट मी इनवाइट मिस्टर गुरुदेव सोमानी, हु इज द CEO ऑफ मास्टरसॉफ्ट फ्रॉम मुंबई, महाराष्ट्र. Gurudev ji, a very warm welcome to you, and the next 3 minutes are yours.
So, Daksh, nobody has adapted online learning, or nobody is adapting technology by choice. COVID has forced institutions, may it be K-12, may it be higher education, COVID has forced institutions to, go for the online mode of learning. So we all need to understand, as soon as things go back to normal, I'm sure the way teaching and learning happens would also go back to normal. This is not here to stay for long, but this would be a part of the way things are going to happen. Point number 2, when I say from India perspective, I really don't have in mind the top 10 cities of India, which do not have more than 2% of the complete student population. The main talent which has been unexplored till date is still in the villages, is in the small town, with students who have not got that kind of opportunity. While I understand with the advent of so many edtechs who have been providing content, we may have some conceptual learning to the students at the tier C and D cities as well. But currently these are extremely costly. These are extremely costly, maybe not affordable, especially by students who are currently learning in government aided schools or low cost, medium cost private schools. They won't be able to afford these kind of solutions. So I see a technology enabled platform where schools or higher education institutions in tier A, B, C cities, or maybe tier A and B cities come up and they enable teaching and learning for tier B and C, D cities. Why do we need technology company? Why do we need a edtech company for imparting knowledge? Why can't large school chains in ABC cities take up that motto and go back to the villages? Why do you need a Byju's or why do you need a Vedantus to be funded billions of dollars? I mean, we are all teachers, you are all teachers, you are here for imparting knowledge. Why only to a specific set? I'm sure everybody has seen the movie, that Super 60 or Super 30 movie. It had a dialogue, Raja ka beta, right? It is still happening. Byju's is for a Raja ka beta. I'm sorry if I have been too direct, but it is for a Raja ka beta. Why can't that be live streamed on Facebook? Why can't that be live streamed on YouTube? Why can't it be free? I mean, education is the basic right for all of us. I am extremely happy by the work that the Indian government has done, giving content free on NPTEL for higher education, giving content.
गुरुदेव जी, you added a very good perspective कि ये जो पूरा adoption है, ये actually हमने मर्जी से नहीं किया, ये forced upon है. Just some days back we had a vice chancellor who came on this platform. उन्होंने भी यही कहा था कि अभी क्या है, शताब्दी कैंसिल हो गई है, तो हम प्लेटफॉर्म पे रुके हुए हैं, नई ट्रेन आएगी, हम उसमें वापस चढ़ जाएंगे, लेकिन हमें चाहिए ट्रेन ही. तो हम फाइनली फिजिकल एजुकेशन पे चले जाएंगे जैसे हम पहले पढ़ रहे थे कि उसकी फिजिकलिटी बनी रहेगी, थोड़ा बहुत डिजिटल एलिमेंट उसमें जरूर रह जाएगा क्योंकि एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत आसान कर देती है. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द एडमिन टास्क रिलेटेड टू अ स्कूल विल बी ऑटोमेटेड मेजरली, लेकिन टीचिंग लर्निंग वापस से क्लासरूम में पहुंच जाएगी. एंड एक आपने वो चीज कही कि जो अच्छे एडटेक प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं वो अफोर्डेबल नहीं है, और ये बात सच है कि वो अफोर्डेबल नहीं है, और किस लिए नहीं है इसका कोई रीजन किसी के पास नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है कि पीछे बहुत ज्यादा बड़ा आपको टेक्नोलॉजी इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है, या ऐसा भी नहीं है कि उन्हें फ्री नहीं किया जा सकता. आई थिंक ये इंटेंट की कमी है कहीं ना कहीं. एंड एज ऑफ नाउ, क्योंकि मूडीज ने भी कह दिया है कि अभी अगले 10 साल के लिए सबसे अच्छा बिजनेस इज एजुकेशन, तो शायद
रेवेन्यू. आपका आंसर मैं दे रहा हूँ. The answer is pressure by the investors and revenue. That's all.
Absolutely. But इस समय पे हमें ये समझना होगा कि हर स्कूल की साइज अभी ऑटोमेटिकली क्वाड्रपल हो गई है, क्योंकि जब आप एक वर्चुअल क्लासरूम में होते हैं तो बच्चे होते हैं, उनके माँ बाप होते हैं, उनका कोई कजन भी होता है, शायद कोई दोस्त भी हो जाए. तो इस पॉइंट पे एक स्कूल केवल बच्चों को नहीं पढ़ा रहा है, वो अपने आसपास की एक पूरी कम्युनिटी को पढ़ा रहा है. तो स्कूल का रोल भी बहुत बड़ा हो गया है एकदम से. आप अब सच में पूरी सोसाइटी को डिफाइन कर रहे हैं जो पहले किसी जमाने में गुरुकुल किया करते थे. तो अब आपने थोड़ा और इंटेलिजेंट और थोड़ा और ऑब्जर्वेंट होना पड़ेगा. इंटेलिजेंट तो शायद गलत शब्द हो जाए, लेकिन ऑब्जर्वेंट जरूर होना पड़ेगा कि थोड़ा आप अपने आसपास और टटोल लें कि वो क्या रहा है, एंड यू चेंज द कंटेंट एंड द डिलीवरी अकॉर्डिंगली. क्योंकि बच्चे अब वर्चुअल क्लास से तो बोर हो गए, बट बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको अगर अच्छा कंटेंट मिलेगा तो वो फिर भी पढ़ते रहेंगे, क्योंकि इस सारे डिस्कशन का एपिसेंटर एक ही है, ट्राइंग टू क्रिएट एन एक्टिव लर्नर, लर्निंग टू बी. जो यूनेस्को की एक बात मंजुला मैम ने भी कही, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट यही है कि लर्निंग आदमी इसलिए करे क्योंकि वो करना चाहता है, इसलिए नहीं कि कोई पेपर देके उसे नंबर मिल जाएंगे. सो दिस इज द पॉइंट वेयर वी नीड टू टेक एजुकेशन टुवर्ड्स, और एजुकेशन टू बी फ्री. ये एक ऐसा कॉन्सेप्ट है, ऐसा क्वेश्चन है, ऐसा ऑब्जर्वेशन है जिसपे बात करना, अगर मैं इन्वेस्टर कम्युनिटी के बीच में हूं तो पाप हो जाता है, अगर मैं स्कूल लीडर्स के बीच में हूं तो ये सबसे बड़ा पुण्य हो जाता है. सो एट दिस पॉइंट हमें समझना होगा, इन बीइंग विद इन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ इंडिया, जो कि सच में यही कहता है कि एजुकेशन शुड बी नॉट फॉर प्रॉफिट, हम एजुकेशन को कैसे बदलते हुए देख रहे हैं. लेट मी इनवाइट वन मोर अमेजिंग गेस्ट हु विल बी एडिंग सम मोर पर्सपेक्टिव ऑन द टेक्नोलॉजी एंड ऑफ इट. Mr. Vivek Prakash is the co-founder and CEO of Codingle from Bengaluru, Karnataka. Vivek ji, over to you for the next 3 minutes. A very warm welcome.
Thank you so much, Daksh. Thank you so much for inviting me here. This is the first time, I'm part of a forum like this. So let me actually, introduce myself very quickly. I'm Vivek. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Codingle. I have been in the field of technology for at least last 12 years. Did my bachelor's and master's in computer science from IIT Roorkee. Built the largest platform for developers called as HackerEarth after that, and started Codingle, while I was working on HackerEarth. What I have seen, while building all these platforms, and I'm a big proponent of technology. I have personally seen how technology can make an impact. The way we communicate today, the way we even, take cabs, at least in urban cities, the way we, even order food, at least in the urban cities and urban households today, all of that has changed very significantly. And that change is going to happen, whether right. And I believe right now we are, at least in the overall space of education and EdTech and everything that we talk about, and the overall digitization that has happened, because of the COVID, I would say we are in the very, very early days. Probably this is the first wave, and there would be like at least dozens of such waves. And in the next 15 to 20 years, the delivery of education may actually look very different. So again, like talking about my background a little bit, because I studied computer science and started a platform for developers, and I was very deeply connected in the school system, specifically in a country like US. Let me try to give that perspective. What I have always seen is that the delivery of education is a bit different. It's very digitized compared to, let's say, a country like India. And there is a general acceptance that, okay, both of it can play, hand in hand, and both of it can actually, go very well. And I can deliver education to a lot more people than probably otherwise we can provide the same education within the boundaries of a school. So that has been the general acceptance that I have always seen. Along with that, Mr. Venkatesh touched on a very important topic of coding and introducing coding, which is also part of the national education policy. And in fact, a lot of companies have been coming up, in this space very recently that all of us are aware of. And again, I have been personally in this space for a very for a very long time. And what I have generally seen is the whole acceptance and the whole paradigm of introducing coding at a young age and treating it as a subject just like every other subject that kids study in a school is something that has already happened, at least in some of the other countries. And I think we are still at a very early stage of that in India, and it is bound to happen. Technology is there in every part of our life. Every aspect of life is impacted by technology. And just like we study math and science and history and geography to understand how the world around us works, it's the same way it is important for children at a young age to study coding, to understand how the world of technology around us works. And because all of those changes are happening together, where kids at a young age are getting more familiar with technology, they are using tablets and phones and all those devices at a much younger age than we even saw those devices when we were probably in a school or when we were in college. I remember when I was in college, the WhatsApp was born at that time. So the overall world is changing at a much faster pace.
थैंक यू सो मच विवेक जी. एंड आपने टेक्नोलॉजी अमेजमेंट का एक अच्छा सा फैक्टर इस पूरे डिस्कशन में आप ले आए कि यस, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी देयर. कोडिंग वापस से इंप्लीमेंट हो ही गई है, इंप्लीमेंट हो ही गई है विद द कमिंग एनईपी. बट अगेन द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज बीइंग कि हम टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ में ये तो नहीं भूल गए कि इसके अलावा भी कुछ चाहिए. So this was the odd part of the discussion, या विजनरीज को हम सुनना चाह रहे थे कि जिनसे हम ये ओपिनियन चाहते थे कि किस तरफ ये दुनिया जा रही है. स्मॉल बिट ऑफ फोरकास्ट. लेट्स नॉट टॉक टू द प्रैक्टिशनर्स जो हर दिन ये लड़ाई कर रहे होते हैं, वर्चुअल क्लासेस ऑपरेट कर रहे होते हैं और अलग अलग तरीके के चैलेंजेस झेल रहे होते हैं. लेट्स नाउ हैव देयर पर्सपेक्टिव एंड लेट्स मूव फ्रॉम द ऑट ऑफ द डिस्कशन टू द इज ऑफ द डिस्कशन कि है क्या असल में, ये थोड़ा सा जानने की कोशिश करते हैं. Let me invite the first school leader for today, Ms. Gargi Chaudhary, Academic Coordinator, Delhi Public School from Fulbadi, Siliguri, West Bengal. Gargi ma'am, a very warm welcome. Next 3 minutes are yours. Please unmute your audio.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daksh. Good evening once again to one and all present here. Well, yes, if I may just quote before I begin, education is just not filling up of the pail. It is, of course, igniting minds, right? And to me, I would say, like innovation plays a very, very vital role to education. We have to move out of the mundane methodologies which we have, especially I have my colleagues also who are also facilitators. I'm sure they'll agree. What we have been taught, the typical methodologies of conducting classes, okay, I'm talking about classroom teaching. We have to move away from that, right? We have to move into the out of the box thinking. So that need not necessarily mean introduction of technology, because we have to keep in mind just maybe 1/4 of the population has access to internet. That is where the first glitch comes in. Because if you consider Indian population, very few. If you see the government schools, there are children who are in villages where they have 2G network. So what about them? I'm not talking about the private schools, although I'm in one of the most elitist schools of the world I'm working in for the last 15 years. But then I would say, so that is where our challenge comes in first. There are children, like I'm just talking about what I have been through when I was teaching children in this particular time period. Ma'am, internet Wi-Fi nahi hai. Ma'am, we are doing it on mobile network. Ma'am, you are shifting from one platform to another. First, you all had WebEx. Now you all are introducing Microsoft Team. Then maybe, so there's a transition involved. So our first thing, according to me, would be to have a correct methodology of promoting education and seeing that there is right to education, everybody gets it. We have to have a totally foolproof way which administers, according to me, who has been in the education field for almost 25 years, 2 decades and a half, every part of the population should get that. So the first thing, I don't know, I might be a little outlandish, the government should see that every child in every household should have a digital device if this becomes the new normal. Because coming back to the normal is going to take a lot of time, what I can see. So to come back to the new normal, every child in a household should have that device. Every child should have access to minimum speed of internet so that, we can curtail on dropouts, we can curtail on, children leaving school because of maybe technical problems. And there are also households where they do not have internet because they're on border areas, since we do not have classroom teaching. So
Thank you so much, Gargi ma'am. आपने बहुत ही what I must say कि आपने जो इस की शुरुआत है वो बहुत अच्छे से करी और आपने उसका सच में असल पर्सपेक्टिव ऐड कर दिया. As the government figure says कि जब से लॉकडाउन लगा है तब से अभी तक करीबन 65% of the student population across India has not been able to access any form of learning. तो टेक्नोलॉजी है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज इंटरनेट नहीं है, डिवाइसेस नहीं है.
And if I may just put in, and I think it's a failure on our part. I feel bad being a facilitator.
Absolutely. और हमें एक चीज और समझनी चाहिए, क्योंकि वेंकटेश जी इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे हैं ही तो मैं बात बोल रहा हूँ, हो सकता है मैं किसी को ऑफेंड ना कर दूं, बट ये बात हकीकत है कि इंडिया में एटलीस्ट द रूरल पोर्शन ऑफ इंडिया और पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया वाज वेयर वी वर ट्राइंग टू इम्प्लीमेंट द मॉडर्न एजुकेशन सिस्टम. वो अभी हुआ नहीं था. इवन रूरल इंडिया में एजुकेशन के लिए सबसे बड़ा इंसेंटिव इज नॉट लर्निंग, इट्स अ मिड डे मील. और वो मिड डे मील वर्चुअली डिलीवर नहीं हो सकता. सो राइट नाउ वी नीड टू एक्चुअली थिंक कि हम ये इंफ्रा, ये रिसोर्सेज हर किसी तक कैसे पहुंचाएंगे, बिकॉज दिस इज रियली समथिंग दैट वी नीड टू टॉक ऑन मच मोर. बिकॉज टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ साथ हमें शायद हमारे डोनेटिंग हैबिट्स भी बदलने होंगे. अपने नए डिवाइसेस डोनेट कीजिए या इंटरनेट डोनेट कीजिए, अपने वर्चुअल क्लासेस को बच्चों के लिए खोल दीजिए कि कोई भी बच्चा कहीं से भी आ सके. कंटेंट को और जो नॉलेज है जो स्कूल्स ने प्रिजर्व करी, मैं उसे नॉलेज नहीं बोलूंगा, मैं उसे कंटेंट इसलिए बोलूंगा क्योंकि नॉलेज जो बच्चे के पास पहुंचने के बाद बनती है, उसके पहले वो कंटेंट है. तो एटलीस्ट एजुकेशनल कंटेंट को किसी न किसी तरीके से पैसों से लिबरेट कर दीजिए. अब वो कैसे होगा वो मुझे भी नहीं पता, बट दिस इज समथिंग दैट मस्ट बी डन इन द कमिंग टाइम्स. एंड मेजर जो हमने राइट टू एजुकेशन फिजिकली बिल्ड करने की कोशिश करी, जो कि एक बहुत अच्छी इनिशिएटिव है बाय द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, उसका एक डिजिटल वर्जन भी शायद हमें चाहिए. तो वो मैं थ्रू दिस प्लेटफॉर्म आई वुड लाइक टू सजेस्ट टू द पीपल हु आर हियर कि आप लोग भी कोशिश करें अपने अपने तरीकों में कि किस तरीके से उस कंटेंट को पैसों से लिबरेट कर पाएंगे आप. सो बिफोर वी गो ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट स्पीकर, ब्लब वर्ल्ड वेब टॉक्स के पहले 100 एपिसोड्स में हम केवल यूनिक प्रिंसिपल्स को बुलाते थे, मतलब कभी भी कोई प्रिंसिपल रिपीट नहीं होता था. लेकिन 100 के बाद से हमने हमारे एकदम शुरुआती एपिसोड्स में जो स्कूल लीडर्स आए थे उनको थैंक यू बोलने के लिए हमने उन्हें वापस से इनवाइट करना शुरू किया है. सो नाउ लेट मी इनवाइट वन सच प्रिंसिपल हु हैज बीन ऑन द प्लेटफॉर्म बिफोर. उन्होंने अपने आइडियाज पहले भी दिए हैं, वो भी हमने बहुत सारे स्कूलों तक पहुंचाए हैं. लेट मी वंस अगेन वेलकम मिस्टर इंद्रनील गुप्ता, हु इज द एक्स प्रिंसिपल of GEMS Education India, OP Jindal School, Silver Oaks International School from Kolkata, West Bengal. Indranil ji, over to you for the next 3 minutes and a very warm welcome.
Okay. Thanks a lot, first of all, for inviting me again. That's a pleasure. So right now, bang on into innovations because there are a lot of speakers to speak. First of all, what I feel is that there are basically 3 paths into which, if we look into, innovations can be brought about. Like, let's say, I'm talking strictly about a teacher-child relationship. So there's the technology, there's the content part of it, and let's say there's the pedagogy part of it. These are the 3 areas whose interplays decide that how education should be delivered. So technologically speaking, there are a lot of innovations which are coming, though I am basically a little old school, and whatever my previous learned comrades have shared, I completely agree with that India is still going through a kind of a technological revolution. So there'll be time which will be needed to provide the technological aids to the students concerned, or to reach it to those students. But yes, artificial intelligence already included in CBSE, the VR, AR, MR, the augmented reality, virtual reality, the mixed reality part of it, definitely these are something good to look upon. But here, let me mention one particular aspect. One professor, Mr. Mitra, you must have heard his name, Sogoto Mitra. He has done a tremendous experiment, like the hole in the wall. You must have heard about it. That he has gone into a particular slum, and over there, inside a wall, he has put inside a computer just to see that how children react. And the result was that over a month or over 2 months or 3 months, the children learnt it by themselves. So this is innovation. Okay. And apart from that, I feel and I believe that we have not taken till date holistic education very seriously. We talk about it, it has become a cliche, but we have never ever, as school leaders or as management, gone into the depth of it, like touching IQ, PQ, EQ, and SQ in the true terms. SQ has never been touched in schools. I'm not talking about all schools, but majority of the schools, because it's a general dialogue. So in order to bring in SQ, we will have to bring in the yoga part of it, the physical fitness part of it, and the meditation part of it into the curriculum. I strongly feel that, because as I said, I'm old school, and I value our 5,000-year-old cultural heritage, the education whose backbone Mr. Macaulay very cleverly has broken, and we have not talked about it. I'm sorry, maybe I'm a little bitter. I might sound a little bitter, I'm sorry for that. But I feel that in that old school of studies, from there, we have got a great deal to learn. And maybe if you want to call it innovation, it is innovation. I have practically seen the IB curriculum, the International Baccalaureate curriculum. I can debate with all the professors and principals, or maybe with my foreign counterparts, that is nothing but our Gurukul system refined. I can go on talking about it, as long as you give me time. So content, yes, very important, because we are moving from a knowledge age to the age of wisdom. So we need to understand that jump will not be possible until and unless we are innovating,
Thank you so much, Indraneel sir. And आपने discussion की शुरुआत करी with the different areas जहाँ पे innovation हो सकती है, which is technology, content and pedagogy. इन तीनों जगहों पे innovation काफी तरीकों से हो भी रहा है. And you talked about Sugata Mitra's hole in the wall, and उससे जो एक concept की reinforcement हुआ, which was self-designed learning या self-learning, या बच्चा अपने आप सीख जाए, या making somebody an active learner, and finally going to the IB curriculum, जिसको आप सच में ये कहते हैं कि which is a kind of a rip-off of the Indian Gurukul system. And what I can actually second that कि वो सच में वैसा ही है. इतने स्कूल लीडर से बात करने के बाद में हम भी यही समझते हैं, we absolutely agree with you, कि हम जो पेडागोजी शायद आज से हजारों साल पहले इस्तेमाल कर रहे थे, वो पेडागोजी वापस से रीपैकेज होके हमारे पास आ गई है इंडिया के बाहर से. And we need to now really talk on कि वो जो एजुकेशन ट्रांसफर था, उस एजुकेशन ट्रांसफर में और इस एजुकेशन ट्रांसफर में फाइनली लर्निंग आउटकम में चेंज क्या आ रहा है. क्योंकि अभी प्रॉब्लम यह है, हमने बहुत सारे फ्रस्ट्रेटेड सिटीजन्स खड़े कर दिए हैं जिन्हें सेल्फ वर्थ का कोई रियलाइजेशन नहीं है. एंड आई थिंक उस प्राइड को रिक्लेम करने का समय अब है, क्योंकि हम सब उसी एजुकेशन सिस्टम का प्रोडक्ट है और हम अच्छे से जानते हैं इसमें क्या क्या कम है और हम क्या हमारे बच्चों के लिए नहीं चाहते हैं. सॉरी. सो थैंक यू सो मच इंद्रनील जी. लेट मी नाउ इनवाइट द नेक्स्ट स्पीकर फॉर टुडे, Mr. Anwar Sheikh, Vice Principal, New Horizon Public School from Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. Anwar ji, over to you for the next 3 minutes and a very warm welcome.
Hello, good evening all of you. First of all, I would like to say that I'm handling 5,800 students in my school from nursery to 12th standard. And when I have heard all these eminent speakers, I would like to add our education should be more accessible education. Because what happened, I got some response from these parents and even from the teachers also. When we are teaching, as I think Gargi ma'am also said about, the many students they're not able to cope up with the technologies, as they have not their Wi-Fi at home. They are facing internet problem. You'll not believe that one of the students from our Navi Mumbai area, he had gone at the railway station and he was using railway station's Wi-Fi for his study, for his attending the classes. And he appeared examination from that railway station platform. And another more point I would like to add in this, that is, it should be more personalized education. As Daksh said, that we are not only teaching to the students, but we are teaching their parents, even their family members. One parent came to me and he has shown that, see, sir, we are very happy with our daughter, that what my daughter has not learned, that is not important, but what I have learned, that is important, because when physical schools are going to start, that I may teach my daughter in this way, how the teachers are teaching. That his daughter was in junior KG, and he said that I and my wife have learned that how to teach the students, how to cope up with the students. Because when physical schools were running, we were unable to know that how teachers are teaching, how teachers are coping with the children's. Now we got to know about how to teach the children in the teacher style. Another thing I want to add in that more the school should be it should be automated school. Automated school means that the school should be accessible. Whatever queries are there, whatever things are there, even by handling this 5,800 students, I go to each class. Whole day I'm busy from morning 7 to 6, and I go to each class and see that what exactly problems are facing. And every day at the 7 p.m. we keep a review meeting. In the review meeting, we come to know what problems are faced and how we can cope up with those problems, how we can give the solution. So today's topic is the innovation in education. What is the innovation? Innovation is the solving the problem is the innovation, I would like to say. Solving problem is the main innovation, instead of speaking of the technologies and all, how to implement those things. My concern is that if we solve all the problems of the teacher.
Thank you so much, Anwar ji. And आपने अपना डिस्कशन जिस एग्जाम्पल से शुरू किया, वो एग्जाम्पल अपने आप में इस बात का प्रूफ है कि हम अभी सच में शायद उतने तैयार नहीं हैं जितना हम सोचते हैं. हमारा परसेप्शन और हमारी रियलिटी में थोड़ा गैप ज्यादा है कि अगर किसी बच्चे को सच में एक रेलवे स्टेशन पे जाकर के अपनी क्लास अटेंड करनी पड़ती है या वहां जाकर उसको अपना एग्जाम देना पड़ता है, तो दिस इज नॉट अ वेरी प्लेजेंट पिक्चर दैट वी कैन एक्चुअली कैरी विद आवरसेल्व्स. और हमें इस समय ये समझना चाहिए कि आप शिक्षा को और सुलभ और आसान और आसानी से हर किसी तक पहुंचने योग्य बना पाएं. बिकॉज एजुकेशन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इज मेंट टू अपलिफ्ट. अभी तक हम एजुकेशन से एक इकोनॉमिक डिवाइड को फाइट करने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, बट अब एक उससे बड़ा डिजिटल डिवाइड खड़ा हो गया है जो एजुकेशन को ही फैसिलिटेट नहीं होने दे रहा, क्योंकि लोगों के पास रिसोर्सेज नहीं है, इंफ्रा नहीं है, इंटरनेट नहीं है. सो लेट्स हैव सम मोर थॉट्स ऑन this. Let me invite the next speaker for today, Mrs. Sudha Pandey, Principal, Mishra's Residential Public School from Deoghar, Jharkhand. Sudha ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes and a very warm welcome.
Good evening, everyone. With your kind permission, I would like to share my thoughts in Hindi, if you please permit me.
Please ma'am, this is a bilingual platform. अंग्रेजी हिंदी में से कोई भी भाषा आप इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. भाषा कभी भी ज्ञान का पैमाना नहीं होती, तो इसलिए आप जो भाषा चाहें वो इस्तेमाल कीजिए.
थैंक यू सर. जहां तक कि कोविड-19 जैसे सिचुएशन महामारी के दौरान हम लोगों ने देखा कि टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत सक्सेस मतलब बहुत ज्यादा हम लोगों ने देखा कि टेक्नोलॉजी की जरूरत तो है, लेकिन केवल टेक्नोलॉजी के सहारे बच्चों के अंदर वो इंटरेस्ट रेट नहीं हम लोग बना पाए. आज हम लोग जब देखते हैं, जब ऑनलाइन क्लासेस का रेट देखते हैं, रेशियो देखते हैं, तो एक क्लास में अगर 40 बच्चों की का रेशियो नंबर है, स्ट्रेंथ है, तो उसमें से मुश्किल से 10% बच्चे ही ऑनलाइन क्लासेस अवेल कर पाते हैं. रीजंस वही है, टेक्नोलॉजी का प्रॉब्लम है। कईयों के, बहुत लोगों के बच्चों के पास इंटरनेट फैसिलिटीज नहीं है या स्मार्टफोन्स नहीं है। आज भी कुल मिलाकर हम इसी बात पर आते हैं कि जो एक्चुअल क्लासरूम टीचिंग है वो ही सबसे ज्यादा असरदार है हमारे देश में। तो अब ऐसे सिचुएशंस में इनोवेशन की जब हम बात करते हैं तो वहां बहुत जरूरी है कि हम हमारे टीचर्स को हम लोग अपग्रेड करें। बहुत बीइंग ए प्रिंसिपल मैं ये देखती हूँ कि हमारे स्कूल में लगभग रोज 3-4 नए कैंडिडेट्स आते हैं एप्लीकेशन लेकर फॉर द पोस्ट ऑफ टीचर। लेकिन मैं ये पाती हूँ कि वो लोग उन लोग के पास एकेडमिकली वो लोग एमएससी है, एमए है, एमएड है, बीएड है, लेकिन जब उन लोगों को डेमो क्लासेस दिया जाता है तो उनके पास डेप्थ नहीं है बच्चों को पढ़ाने का। उनके पास कोई इनोवेटिव आइडिया नहीं है, उनके पास वो स्किल नहीं है। वो स्किल इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि वो लोग कभी सीरियसली इस प्रोफेशन से जुड़ने का सोचे ही नहीं। कुछ काम नहीं मिला, उन लोगों ने जैसे तैसे अपनी डिग्री हासिल कर ली, लेकिन और उसके बाद डिग्री हासिल करने के बाद लगा कि कहीं जॉब नहीं मिलेगा। किसी ने सजेस्ट किया कि एक एफिलिएटेड स्कूल में नौकरी मिल जाएगी अगर आप बीएड ट्रेनिंग ले लो। तो कोई डिस्टेंस लर्निंग के थ्रू या रेगुलर कोर्स के थ्रू लोगों ने बीएड की डिग्री ले ली। तो जो डिग्री लेने का भी प्रोसेस था वो बहुत गलत था मुझे लगता है। वो कैसे लोग डिग्री लेते हैं, वो बिल्कुल चूंकि उन्हें नौकरी चाहिए इसलिए वो लोग एक डिग्री लेकर आ जाते हैं। वहां पर कहीं से भी उनके अंदर एक डेडिकेशन की भावना नहीं होती है और ये फ्रस्ट्रेशन या ये जब उनकी क्वालिटी में गिरावट आ जाती है, क्योंकि ऐसे लोग इसलिए नहीं टीचर बनते कि उनको बच्चों को ऊपर अपलिफ्ट करना है या उनको नॉलेज देना है। उनको सिर्फ उनको पैसे चाहिए, उनको कहीं एक जॉब चाहिए तो वो टीचर बन गए। तो जब ऐसे टीचर्स हमारे सिस्टम से जुड़ते हैं तो मैं देखती हूँ कि कहीं ना कहीं एक पुराना ढर्रा वो लेक्चर मेथड से बच्चों को बताना, या वो लोग इतने ज्यादा स्ट्रेस में रहते हैं एग्जामिनेशन सिलेबस कंप्लीशन कि एक रेगुलर मतलब बच्चों के अंदर वो क्यूरियोसिटी लेवल को पनपने नहीं देते या बच्चों के अंदर डिबेट नहीं कराना चाहते। वो पुराने ढर्रे से अपनी सिलेबस को कंप्लीट करके ताकि एग्जामिनेशन में जो सिलेबस उन्होंने लिखवाया है उस सिलेबस कंप्लीट हो जाए बस। तो मेरा
थैंक यू सो मच सुधा मैम। एंड आपने एक बात सच कही, टीचिंग एज अ प्रोफेशन का एस्पिरेशन पूरी तरह से खत्म हो चुका है। उसको हमें शायद रीब्रांड करके रीपोजिशन करके अपग्रेड करना होगा कि उसके अंदर थोड़ी सी एस्पिरेशन जुड़े और लोग इसको एक वायबल प्रोफेशन कंसिडर करके इसके लिए पढ़ें। क्योंकि ये बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है कि हमारे पास अभी जो एचआर अवेलेबल है स्कूल्स के अंदर वो बॉटम ऑफ द पिरामिड है, वो टॉप ऑफ द पिरामिड बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। एंड उस पॉइंट पे हम उससे चाहते हैं कि वो टॉप ऑफ द पिरामिड स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ा दे, जो कि बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है। जबकि एजुकेशन का एक अंडरलाइंग पैराडॉक्स है जो हमेशा से एक ऐसी विडंबना है जो शिक्षा में हमेशा थी, हमेशा रहेगी, कि आप अपने से पिछली जनरेशन से पढ़ते हैं और अगली को पढ़ाते हैं। तो जो जनरेशन का गैप आप अपने आगे वाले स्टूडेंट को दे रहे होते हैं। और इस पैराडॉक्स को पार करने के लिए आपके पास एक ही चीज होती है, आपकी ट्रेनिंग या आपका इंटेलेक्ट। और वही है जो अभी बहुत ज्यादा कम है। और हम इन्हीं टीचर्स से चाहते हैं कि वो टेक्नोलॉजिकली अपग्रेड हो जाए और उनकी क्लासेस इंटरेस्टिंग हो जाए। So thank you so much, Sudha ma'am, for adding this perspective. Let me invite the next speaker for today, Mrs. Gurleen Kaur, Principal, Ragendra Swaroop Public School from Agra, Uttar Pradesh. Gurleen ma'am, over to you and a very warm welcome.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So Daksh, I would talk about very basics over here, COVID era or off COVID, right? So let me quote something. There is a way to do it better. Find it. So doing something in a different way, you know, add something different to it, a new idea, or, you know, which is magical for getting the same result. That is what is innovation. That single word innovation, which encapsulates almost everything that is exciting, right? So technology also creates excitement amongst everybody, even us. So now let us talk about the missing excitement and excitement. Daksh, I would like to delve into the times when, you know, education system was just passing of class 10th or class 12, be a graduate. If you're a girl, you get married. If you're a boy, you join the family business or prepare for engineering or become a doctor. That's it. So that particular girl or a boy would also abide by what the parents would say because they never knew, anything beyond that. So a very monotonous and stagnant approach towards education was prevalent during those times. Missing. So now here I would want to put forth, only some of us, would shine bright. I would also want to elucidate on the fact that whether teachers are able to pique that curiosity amongst the students while teaching from the same books. Now, with the advent of technology and the change in education system, we talk about how we've talked about the fact that how each child is different. We talk about his cognitive development, we talk about his emotional and social development, the motor skills, fine and gross. How can that just be done with that orthodox way of teaching and reading in front of a child? No, we need technology. So the need of the hour, that excitement, that creativity, that innovation. So here when, we need to have technology. VR, flipped classes, flashcards for small children, real life experiences, taking them out to, to the garden, in the lawn, with the nature. So we want our teachers to be innovative. So I'm not just going to talk about education innovation in terms of technology, right? So now when during the COVID times, now let me talk about the COVID times when I, found that my children came up with ideas, my students, they came up with ideas. We celebrated Founders Day in a way that they made a short film sitting at their own house, and they then compiled it and they came up with a beautiful moral lessons for everybody. So that is what is innovation. We need to, have that amongst the student these days. So innovation in education today is not a luxury, it is a necessity.
Thank you so much, Gurleen ma'am. And yes, innovation अब कोई luxury नहीं है, and absolutely necessity है, क्योंकि इतने सारे problems हैं, उन हर problem का solution चाहिए. And आपने जैसे एक बात पर बात करी कि हमने education का इकलौता objective employability को बना दिया था, जो गुरलीन मैम, मंजुला मैम ने भी कहा था पहले कि हमें education के objective को वापस revisit करना चाहिए. We should actually go back to the roots and look कि हम education चाहते क्यों हैं. इस वाई का आंसर बहुत जरूरी है. अगर एजुकेशन में आप बात करेंगे तो दुनिया के सबसे एवोल्यूटेड पेडागोजीज में से एक इजराइल में चलती है, जहां पे उन्होंने एक अच्छी सी प्रैक्टिस बिल्ड कर रखी है कि बच्चा रोजाना आके एक सवाल पूछे कि आप मुझे जो भी पढ़ाने वाले हैं वो क्यों पढ़ाने वाले हैं. द आंसर टू द वाई एंड आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन वाई फॉर एवरीथिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि ये वाई ही ऑब्जेक्टिव को क्लियर कर देता है और आपकी सेंसिबिलिटी को कंटेक्स्ट में लाके खड़ा कर देता है कि ओके, ये मुझे क्यों पढ़ना है और इससे मेरी जिंदगी में क्या फर्क पड़ने वाला है. सो इस पूरे पेंडेमिक ने कुछ किया नहीं किया, टेक्नोलॉजी ने कुछ किया कि नहीं किया, एक चीज 100% करी कि सबको इनोवेटिव, थोड़ा सा और फ्लेक्सिबल, थोड़ा सा और रिसेप्टिव बना दिया. सो द नेक्स्ट 3 मिनट्स ओपन फ्लोर. तो अगर आप म्यूट कर दिए गए थे,
just want to put forth one sentence wherein that there, box, and I feel there should be no box at all. So children should be given that kind of methodology and pedagogy to teach.
Absolutely. उस बॉक्स से बाहर निकलना, एक स्ट्रक्चर से बाहर आना, क्योंकि शायद हमें हर बच्चे के लिए एक अलग पर्सनलाइज सा अपने हिसाब का स्ट्रक्चर अब चाहिए. सो इन द नेक्स्ट 3 मिनट्स एन ओपन फ्लोर. अगर आप म्यूट कर दिए गए थे और आपको इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट मिस कर गए तो आप वो बोल सकते हैं. सो इट्स ओवर टू यू. बस एक दूसरे का थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखिएगा.
So I invite all educators. I invite all educators to come together. Let us create great content and let us try to make it free as much as possible. I will ensure that it reaches to every strata of the society. I'm ready to fund it if there is any kind of funding required. But then there have to be absolutely no other intentions. आपके पास ज्ञान है, आपके पास टीचर्स हैं. Even if you are able to teach what is noun, pronoun in 20 different languages, in Hindi, in English, in Tamil, in any language, just come forward. We would take it across And one important role, I believe, would be played by the Gram Panchayats. Gram Panchayats at the ground level will play a very important role. So we can take it through political parties who have their feet on the ground. We can take it through various NGOs. We can take it through anything. अगर किसी स्टेट में कोई एक्टिव है, अगर किसी स्टेट में कोई एक्टिव है, ज्ञान should spread, knowledge should spread. I have nothing against the Baijus or I have nothing against the Vedantus. One idea that I have, the Geos and the Ideas and the Airtels of the world should make education content absolutely free on internet. Basically, if you are hosting education content on the internet, that internet should be free. Though I am touching the net neutrality issue here, but imagine करो किसी बच्चे को रेलवे स्टेशन पर जाकर नहीं पढ़ना पड़ेगा. I feel sad about that. While I feel extremely proud of the student, I feel sad. So imagine a situation कि ढेर सारा content in ढेर सारी languages is free and that internet is free. Think about it.
Internet is a fundamental right, and उसके साथ में education content also a fundamental right. इसकी कोशिश अब होनी चाहिए आने वाले समय में. Manjula ma'am wants to speak something. Manjula ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, the technology is here to stay and we have to accept it, but it should be high tech and high touch. Education shall not be converted into content. It should be education only.
Absolutely.
Education
I
should
echo,
be content.
sorry, I echo very similar thoughts. Being someone who has been in the field of technology, I can understand the struggle with technology that every educator, that every school, every teachers are facing. But I think we have to embrace it. I think it is very early days. This is the first time that we have been truly tested. The entire humanity has been tested, and at least technology has played a part to connect all of us. And yes, it is at a very nascent stage, but it will grow, further from here on. And I think all of us have to embrace it. We have to live within the limitations, but at the same time, we have to learn. We have to innovate. As all of you said, but at that same time, we have to see how can we still continue to impart the education that we have to impart. The new subjects like coding, again, introducing that angle here, they will require a very different way of delivery and education compared to how we have been teaching other traditional subjects. And I think for that also, the entire education system will go through that learning and through that embracing of the technology also. So overall, it is here to stay, as Manjula ma'am said, and all of us have to embrace it. We have to live within the limitations, but at the same time, we have to continue, teaching and educating and what all of us know best.
Thank you so much, Vivekji. So I think most of us have spoken. Let me now invite the special speaker for today, क्योंकि he comes from the policy end of it. तो हम बहुत सारी एक लिस्ट तो हमने बना दी है, and I think Venkatesh ji ने काफी कुछ तो सुन भी ली है. So let's have his perspective on how does he think policy would react to it, is reacting to it, or will react to it in the coming times. And policy के साथ अभी सबसे बड़ा challenge ये है, not just the education policy. When I say the word policy, it's for the sake of legislation. इंडिया में एक बहुत मेजर कमी अभी भी है as far as legislation is concerned. इंडिया में बच्चों की ऑनलाइन प्रोटेक्शन के लिए कोई डेडिकेटेड लेजिस्लेशन एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता. हम अभी भी एक यूएस के लेजिस्लेशन को एप करते हैं, which is the COPA, जो यूट्यूब और फेसबुक फॉलो करता है, चाइल्ड ऑनलाइन यूजर प्रोटेक्शन एक्ट. And I think this is the apt and the perfect time when there should be a stringent legislation for child online user protection. क्योंकि ये अब बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि आप सारे बच्चों को ऑनलाइन ला चुके हैं. और एक किसी एजुकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी फाउंडर ने बहुत अच्छे से यहाँ पे वो स्टेटमेंट कहा था, जिसे मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूँ, कि when the product is free, then you are the product. So don't become the product, and at least बच्चों को तो ये ना ही बनाए. So let me now invite the special speaker once again for his closing thoughts. Over to Venkatesh ji for the next 3 minutes.
I think Dakshu said it right. In fact, India needs a data, a privacy plan and also a policy around it very clearly. So I come with an experience from corporate. So before this, I was the country head of Deloitte Consulting, and before Deloitte, I was heading Microsoft education for Southeast Asia. So so if you look into the developed countries, they all have a data privacy plan because at the end of the day, a lot of data is getting exchanged, and kids don't have the boundaries around which they are playing with the data. And it could be a lot of things like cyberbullying, and many things can happen. Misuse of technology can happen, and a lot of things can go wrong, as you rightly suggested. And I think that's in the plan. That's data privacy and the cyber security. Both are very, very important, even for parents and teachers, or anyone for that matter who is using internet. So every piece of information can be hacked. If it is programmed, it can be hacked. One has to be very careful with that. So I think that plan is already in place. But I think if you look into the national education policy, there is a hope that the policy has taken into a lot of flexibility. Students can exit at any point in time. Vocational skills are given importance. And again, if you look into the things like coding, programming, they have been included. Curriculum needs a faster change. If I look into AICT or any of them, they are now looking at revising the content very regularly. The school level curriculum needs a lot of change. One thing I feel, because I'm new to the government and the government side of things, because it's just been a year, I'm part of the Ministry of Skill Development, and I came by choice. So the holistic view of education is very important. So I come from from an institution. I have done my exposure to various institutions like BITS, Plan, EIM, Cal, Kellogg's, and all of them. I went to some of the best. But when I look back into the institutions, and if I have to call out one institution where I got a lot of holistic value of education, I would go back to an institute where I went called the Albagh Educational Institute in Agra. So I belong to that place, so I studied there. So it's a fantastic institution in terms of bringing in the holistic view of not just focusing on your day-to-day subjects, but the application of subjects. So the panel touched upon content creation, education content. I think 5 years down the line, content would not be a problem. You will have tons of content. The problem is prioritizing what you want to study. Making a sense of the content is more important. I think that's where a lot of companies will now start working. Online tutoring, getting the online faculties, getting online teachers who can actually help you prioritize the content. There's tons of content that will be available. And then the issue is about prioritization. And I think application of knowledge is extremely important. And also, if you look into our Honorable Prime Minister, in all our forums, he keeps saying that India has to change its mindset from a job seeker to a job creator. We all have inherent fear of losing a job. As a teacher, as a faculty, as a parent, as an employee, everyone has only one fear. We will lose job, what will happen? So I think we need to come out of that. That's because of the British policies and rules and regulations, and we have gone through a lot of invasion from various countries. That fear is still inherent in our mindset. I think if I talk to most of the kids now, there is a change in the mentality. They want to experiment startups. They want to join startups. And that has to come across Indian ecosystem. Even some of the best of the IITs today, they look out for placements and they worry about placements, or the best of the institution, not just naming IITs. I believe, 1% or 2% of the Indian audience get into the best of the colleges like IITs and IIMs. And even they worry about a job. What will happen to the rest 98%? Who are going to be the job creators? In Ivy League schools, if you look into Harvard, Wharton, or Stanford, the day 10 or day 0 placement is not actually organizations which come to hire you, but a lot of VCs and investors come to pitch in their money for the business ideas you have. Will that change in a time? Every day doesn't happening tomorrow, but that mindset in schools for kids to start something, an entrepreneurship mindset is very, very important, which is not there in schools at all. So we are in a rat race to get into IIT. We are in a rat race to get into an IIM. We are in a rat race to get into something. But that the situation of people thinking of starting something is very important. I think in the pedagogy, I'll be more interested in seeing entrepreneurship relevant courses from schools, because this mindset comes from schools, not at a college level. So I think that is one very important thing I'm looking at. Then skilling should be given prior importance. In Australia, in New Zealand, or let's say in Germany or US, the person may be working with a Google or a Facebook. I lived in Seattle for a couple of years. So, if you want to fix a plumbing point, you can fix it yourself, because people have that skill. They develop skill and they value that skill with dignity. Here, you depend on everything. The person may be an electrical engineer, but he doesn't know how to change a bulb. That's the kind of an application, scenarios we are dealing with. I mean it seriously, actually. They get the degrees, but they really don't know the application side of things. I think it's very high time we give importance to the skilling. And skilling becomes very important, because if you look into the gross enrollment ratio, in the primary education, we are decent enough. The numbers are decent enough. But after class 6th and 7th, girls and boys start leaving the schools. That's where at least a channelization is available in the new education policy to get into vocational kind of skills so that they can make a decent living. You won't believe, I live in Delhi, Gurgaon areas. In our societies, the plumbers and electricians make more money when compared with electrical engineers in and around still struggling for a job. And that's reality. It's a 4-year engineering course. That somehow shows that there's a huge gap in the curriculum and what we are teaching and what the application knowledge of a particular engineer is. I think somewhere this application and relevance of the content is very, very important. So I would say, if I have to count 2-3 things, entrepreneurship mindset at school level, getting the fear out, especially parents have to be trained. The fear comes from the parents, which translates into the generations, right? We need to get out of that fear. And the world is going to be a gig economy. And next 5 years, 10 years, if you look into any of the reports, World Economic Forum reports to anyone, people won't be doing one job at a time. They can do multiple jobs at a time. So if you look into generations, I think our great grandfathers have gone through the struggling ages. That's industrial revolution ages and all, where you really worry about a job. Our parents have gone through a phase of building assets so that our generations are comfortable. And our generations, the next generation, which is the millennial generation, they already have a living. They have a standard of living. They have some assets being built by their parents. They are no more compelled to work on something just out of fear. They need to be given a choice to build something what they want. I think that transition of their generational gap should be very much matched. I think the gig economy, once it kicks off, you will see 5 years down the line, one individual, maybe you are working, you will be working with 3 different organizations. And nobody has a right to question you, why are you working for a different organization? Because you will be working in a very different environment. You won't be forced to sit in an office from morning 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock. You can operate anywhere in the world because you will be measured on the outcome. I think these are the new policies I can think of. Policy implementation, execution is a challenge always. Of course, the government is doing a lot. We believe that, everybody joins in this journey, and it is not the role of one particular entity. Private organizations, industry, academic bodies, chambers of commerce, faculty, students, educators, all have to work in tandem, and synergy should be established between them. Thank you.
Synergy and policy entrepreneurship की तरफ देखे, स्कूल से देखे, एटीट्यूड चेंज हो, एंड इसी वजह से अभी इज द परफेक्ट टाइम टू डू ऑल दिस, एंड आई विल गिव यू अ रीजन फॉर इट. अगर आप इतने समय से ह्यूमन हिस्ट्री को थोड़ा सा देखेंगे, थोड़ा सा समझने की कोशिश करेंगे, तो यू विल फाइंड वन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर. ह्यूमन हिस्ट्री में ऐसा बहुत कम बार हुआ है व्हेन द सोसाइटी अराउंड यू इज रेडी टू लिसन, और ऐसा केवल तब होता है व्हेन यू फेस एन एग्जिस्टेंशियल क्राइसिस, एंड वी एज अ कम्युनिटी आर फेसिंग इट राइट नाउ. तो अगर आप सच में कोई एक्सपेरिमेंट, कोई इनोवेशन करना चाहते थे, तो ये उसका सबसे अच्छा समय है, बिकॉज लोग उसे सुनेंगे. इसीलिए पेरेंट्स आज आपकी क्लासेस में बैठ के आपके टीचर्स को सुन रहे हैं, आपको सुन रहे हैं. सो अगर आप ये समय गलती से भी वेस्ट कर देते हैं तो वो बहुत ज्यादा क्रिमिनल वेस्टेज है, बिकॉज दिस इज द टाइम व्हेन यू शुड बिल्ड द हैबिट ऑफ राइटिंग एन ऑब्जर्वेशन पेपर एवरी डे. क्योंकि आप अभी एजुकेशन सिस्टम में जो देख सकते हैं वो कोई और नहीं देख सकता. एंड दिस नॉलेज बैंक दैट यू क्रिएट एट दिस मोमेंट would become the foundation of innovation for many years that we're going to see in the coming times. So I hope you enjoy the last 30-60 minutes that you have spent with us. Before we end, let's go to the simple motto where Blub World comes from. The Blub World magazine works on a simple one line: teens inspiring teens. हम हर महीने दुनिया भर के अंदर ऐसे टीनेजर्स ढूंढ रहे होते हैं जो कुछ अच्छा कर रहे हैं और जिनकी कहानी और बहुत सारे टीन्स तक पहुंचाई जा सके. So one such very small story for all of you. There's a girl who lives in Melbourne, Australia. He's a painter. 2 साल की उम्र में पहला पेंटिंग एग्जिबिट लगाया, which was an absolute sell off. सारे पेंटिंग्स बिक गए. दूसरा शो लगाया 4 साल की उम्र में, जो भी सेल आउट हुआ. तीसरे शो के लिए यूरोप की सबसे बड़ी गैलरी ने उसको इनवाइट किया एग्जिबिट लगाने को, एंड वहां पे भी उसने सारे पेंटिंग्स बेच दिए, और तब केवल 7 साल की थी. She has never gone to a school. She's homeschooled, and right now she earns in millions. And she was the cover page of Blub World just some months back, and that's Elita Andre. And we have Elita coming on to Blub World Web Talks tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. She'll be sitting in from Australia, and we'll be talking to her only about how does struggle help in education. So people, at the end of the day, हमें एक चीज समझनी होगी कि टीचिंग को या पढ़ने लिखने को अब आपको नेक्स्ट लेवल पे ले जाना होगा. Let's make teaching inspiring, because हम फाइनली स्टोरीज ही सुनना चाहते हैं. So thank you so much, people, for being a part of the Blub World Web Talks. I hope you enjoyed the last 60 minutes. If you did, and if you want to attend the future sessions, please open your audio, say a big yes, and thank you so much for being a part.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Daksh.
you.
Really
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, Daksh.
Thank you.
so much.
Thanks to
Thank you,
all the
Thank
other
you. Thank you.
panelists.
It was very informative session, Daksh. It was very informative session.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Daksh. We look forward again for the sessions. Really appreciate each and everyone who joined us. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Venkatesh.
Thank you.
Thank you.